Hi everyone, welcome to another webisode of The Good Doctor on eZeLiving.com. Today I'm in the company of Mr. Marcus Giebel. He's the founder and president of Eternity Medical Institute. And the topic of our conversation today is about profit and loss. That's how you look at health as well, isn't it?
No, that is partially correct. And I'm also a user of health screenings. And what always bothered me, whenever I go to health screenings and I talk to the doctors, I pay a lot of money, and these guys screen me from my head to my toes. And then when I come out, I get a 2-page executive summary and a 50-page healthcare mumbo-jumbo I don't understand. And I said, how can it be that when I guide my companies, I have income statements, balance sheets, accounts payables, accounts receivables, but I know all the numbers. But when I leave these gentlemen, I don't know nothing about my health.
Right.
And so that we have to change this. We would like to foster an attitude where you really look at your health as you look in your company. Now, I can give you an easy example, and if you don't mind, I use you as my first question there.
Sure.
Can I ask you, do you know what your calcium score is today?
Absolutely not.
Do you know what your fibrinogen value is?
Probably not.
Now, I can go on now with many other markers. Now, these markers are actually important to understand your health.
Right.
If I ask a CEO of a company, do you know what your profits are, your revenues are, your accounts payables are? Now, the CEO will say, absolutely I know. But he will say, I know not only today, I also know from last year. And by the way, I also know for the next couple of years to come because I have a forecast.
Sure.
Now, that is what the P&L of your health is about. We not only give you actually the number today, we also give you a health forecast.
Right.
Now, and that is mind-boggling to me. How can it be that nobody ever gave you a health forecast?
Right.
The only way to promote change is to predict what will happen if I tell you something and then afterwards measure against it, and that is what the P&L of health is about.
So what we're looking at in a profit loss statement of our health is our track record of what we've done, good or bad, where we're at, and based on these two indicators, where we're heading. Now, it's either going to be to better health or we're going to end up in a hospital with severe illnesses, which is something the doctors, the healthcare industry, is trying to protect us from. Illnesses, diseases, cancers, sicknesses, etc., and the list goes on. So my question to you is, how are you going to do this?
It's very easy. Now, I think, first of all, we have to fundamentally have to change our thought about healthcare. Now, the current healthcare is actually sick care. And the reason why it's sick care, I go to the doctor when I'm sick. I never go to the doctor when I'm healthy.
Sure.
We want to change this. Now, people should come to us when they are healthy to not get sick. Easy example, 30 years ago when I bought my car. I drove my car, the car broke down. It was a bad experience. The tow truck came, I was stranded in the middle of nowhere. Now, and then somebody fixed it up and I drove again. Now today, if I have my new cars don't break down anymore. And there are two reasons for it. Number one, technology. The cars are so good right now, they just don't break down. But also, there's a service interval. Every 10, 15,000 kilometers, my car goes to service and somebody looks at it and say, is there anything I have to repair before there's a fatal error? We want to look at the human race the same way as we look at the cars. We want to measure and mentor you before something bad happens.
So we're talking prevention here.
Absolutely.
Okay, what does that include though? I mean, when you're talking about prevention of an illness that hasn't happened yet, how do you do that?
Well, there are many things. First of all, there are two aspects to prevention. One is to safeguard your life. That's the first and most important. We want to find life-threatening illnesses. Second of all is to increase your vitality. Now, if you don't feel as good, I can make you feel better most likely. Now, number one, 50% of the human beings will die of cancer and cardiometabolic disease, risk of a heart attack and stroke. Now, interesting enough, I can measure you right now today. I can put you through my MRI scanner or EBCT scanner. I can look at your heart, at your chest. I can look at all of your intestines. And I can see whether there's small little growth, for example. This growth could be completely benign, could be dangerous, cancerous. But I most likely will find these things. Now, risk of heart attack and stroke and cancer are things we normally can early detect. There's no reason why to leave it undetected right now.
So are you looking at vital organs or is it a head-to-toe scan?
Head-to-toe scan. Now, for us, it really depends how much you want to invest in your screening, right?
Right.
Now, we can do anything, any screens possible. Now, that doesn't mean we always find everything. Technology gets better and better. Please keep in mind, 1974, the first CT scan was ever developed.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to find anything because one little picture cost us 3 hours to develop.
Sure.
But now I can do thousands and thousands of pictures, of course, within seconds. Now I can find stuff, and in 10 years, I can find significantly more.
Great. So detection, prevention are sort of the parameters of the scope of this P&L. What else is involved when we're talking about
Okay, that's
this
interesting.
model.
The most important thing is involved is actually a software. Now, as I bring my car, let me come back to the car. As I bring my car now to service, it is not the mechanic who opens the hood and looks in the car. It's actually somebody who connects a cable to your car and sees what is right and what is wrong. So the prevention in 10 years will not be conducted by a physician anymore. The prevention in 10 years will be conducted by a software program. And that is the reason why Eternity actually developed the first age management software program. The program can find things actually human beings sometimes misses. Now, as we go along in the next 5 to 10 years, actually that will be probably the main reason why you would like to have a solid intervention in your health.
All right. Now, in the following webisode, we're actually going to talk to Marcus about their web app. You've developed some applications that we're going to talk about, and we'll leave that for webisode number 2. But the one thing that you want to leave away from this webisode series is P&L, your profit loss statement about your health. We haven't looked at healthcare this way in a long time, and perhaps it takes a business person to do that. Thanks for watching The Good Doctor on eZeLiving.com, where you can find anything and everything lifestyle.